Hello folks, it's Ashley Garner with Ashley B. Garner and Associates at Intracoastal Realty in Wilmington, North Carolina. Today in the video we're going to talk about what is most important to you. And what I'm talking about here, you'll see behind me. When you go to buy a house, there's some different factors, and which is the most important to you? Everybody's different. So I've listed what I think are probably the three most common things that people get hung up on. And then I'm going to talk to you about why what you may think is the most important factor probably really isn't the most important factor. Okay? So here we go. What's most important to you, because that's really what matters. My job is to explain this process to you and put you in touch with the right people that can build the right team that can help us accomplish the goal, which is helping you buy the house. So we've got price, and price is obviously, it's the price, the contract price or the sale price. What did the house sell for? The next one is cost. Now the cost is the monthly payment, and I wrote here PITI, which stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Those are all lumped into one thing, and that's what you pay to the mortgage company every month. You write the check, or it automatically drafts out of your account. That's what it costs you every month to live in this house. The next one is cash, and cash is how much cash does it take for you to buy this house. So when you go to the attorney's office on the day of your closing, you've got to come there with a certain amount of cash, and that certain amount of cash is going to be made up of your down payment, your closing costs, and your prepaid items. So the down payment's obvious. If you're getting an 80-20, if you're borrowing 80%, you're putting 20% down, then you just multiply the contract price by 20%, and that's your down payment. If it's a lesser down payment percentage, then it's obviously a lesser amount of money. The closing costs are things like appraisals and inspections and lender fees, origination fees, credit check fees, attorney costs, all that stuff. So you got to have that. And then the last one is prepaid items, which prepaids are taxes and insurance that you have to pay in advance to establish an escrow account with your mortgage company, which comes back up to here on your monthly payment. That's how they start establishing that. So anyway, not to get into too much detail, but that's what you have to have. So really, probably the least important of these factors for most people is the price. Now you don't want to overpay, and we're going to get an appraisal, especially if you're borrowing money, and so you're not likely to pay more than the house is worth. What most of the time is most important to people is the cost. How much is this going to cost me every month? Can I even afford to live in this house? For some people, they only have a certain amount of cash saved up. And if all you have saved up is $50,000, then we've got to have $50,000 to take care of all these things. And so that kind of determines what we can pay for the house. But there are some ways to handle this that we can, if we know in advance enough, we can talk to your lender maybe and say, the lender says, well, we're running a promotion on closing costs, or we'll give you a lender credit of $3,500. Well, that can go to this cash up front. Now if we can do that, now you don't need as much cash, so we're okay here. If the payment's okay, we're okay there, then we can go back and negotiate the price of the house, and now you just bought a house. So don't always think that it's just one way. It's an 80% loan to value, and I'm going to put 20% down, and it's going to cost me 3% of the loan amount in closing costs. There really are lots of ways to do these things, and they are not the shady, slimy, out of the trunk of the car loans. These are legitimate government-backed deals that happen every day, and that's why you need to come talk to somebody like me, and I'm going to put you in touch with a very reputable loan officer who's going to explain all of this to you. But these are the things: price, cost, and cash. Most of the time, price is the least important of the three factors. So let's talk about it when you give me a call. And until next time, this is Ashley.